Welcome to Local SEO in 10. This is your go-to podcast for answers about how you can grow your local business online, easily and quickly. Brought to you by local SEO experts, Magnified Media in Walnut Creek, California. In each 10-minute episode, our digital marketing expert, Adam Duran, answers your questions on how you can get more leads for your business fast. Remember, if you're not taking care of this part of your business right now, you can bet your competitors are. And now, here's our host with the questions, Jamie Duran, and our expert with the answers, Adam Duran.
Hello, Adam.
Hey, Jamie.
All right. How's your week going?
Going good. Getting ready for a little short vacation, but we'll get some episodes planned. So don't worry.
Good.
Yeah, don't worry.
I'm not worried, but are your clients really understanding that you need a small break in your long work year?
Of course they are. Yes, we're really happy. I have a bunch of good clients and everyone. Yeah, we've been letting them know. So no big deal.
All right.
Today, I wanted to talk about something, though, that we get clients that come to us sometimes, and their whole focus is just getting their website onto the top of Google results. So they think once that happens, that SEO, like the whole job of the website, is done. But what I have to tell them is just because that web page that we bring to Google and the indexes and it ranks really well, it ranks high up there on that page one, that isn't the end of the story. So I have to always say, okay, imagine you're building a house, you pour that foundation, but then you just don't add walls, windows, or a front door. So that's what happens when your main or your sole focus is on that SEO part, because you've built the foundation, right? You've built the foundation for visibility, but you're forgetting the other part of that equation, which is now when you bring them to that page, does that page convert, right? Imagine you've stumbled upon a business page for a service you're considering. You get to that page and it looks like it was made 20 years ago. And all the images are bad, they're grainy, they just lack vibrancy. Your website or that page might look super old to them. And so does that really encourage them to do business with you? And so if the answer is not really, then yeah, you got a problem, because you're only thinking about that one half of the equation, which is that visibility. So you have to also think about the other factors on that page that are super important for getting someone to actually fill out your contact form and do business with you. Okay?
Yep, that makes sense.
All right. So first, of course, we have to build a page. When we're talking about a site, it can have hundreds of pages. So we're just imagining one page. It has to be built correctly. So of course that Google can find it. It has to have that technical aspect done, the technical stuff like schema, structured data, that page has to be actually show up for the keywords that we want it to show up for, has to be fast, it has to be mobile friendly. These are all the foundational parts of SEO and web design. So once you have that taken care of, then that's great. The next part you have to do, and you have to take into account, is that designing for humans part. Okay?
Yep.
All right. So most websites lose people, that audience, within that first 5 seconds. They go to that page, they're looking around, and if it doesn't look good to them emotionally, then they're going to click off. They're going to click back, and they're going to go do business with somebody else. So very, very important that the image at the very top of that page, the first image that they see, emotionally connects with them. Okay, so that emotional connection, that's what keeps them there and gets them to keep reading the rest of the page. So far, so good?
So far, so good.
All right, so if you're a plumber, that emotional connection cannot be with a picture of a pipe. Okay, Or it cannot be, if you're a general contractor, or of a general contractor, it cannot be a picture of a nice roof, right? You have to understand that when someone, a person, not in your industry, right? So that roof might be gorgeous. That pipe work that you did might be amazing. But that person, that lay person who's coming to your site looking for help, they're looking first to make an emotional connection with you. And so how do you do that? You choose an image that will connect with them. So say, for example, my pipe broke or I'm having plumbing problems. I want to see on your page, that very first image, a picture of a happy person that has experienced your service. So in this case, for a plumber, somebody super big smile taking a shower, or super happy child drinking a glass of clean water, right? So those kind of things, those kind of images emotionally connect. And all you're trying to do is keep them there for that first 5 seconds so that they go, okay, now I can get on with the rest of the page. Most sites that I see, Jamie, because you laughed, right? You see that pipe picture all over the place for every plumbing place. They just don't understand that. That first 5 seconds is so important. So far, so good?
Well, yeah, and we've talked about this too. Is that a lot of times, real estate people or loan people will put a picture of themselves from 1998, and it's a fascinating method there too, because what is the customer going to see when they meet someone who's 30 years older than what their picture says? So, I don't know.
Or the AI ones now. Now, more and more, we see the AI headshot where you're like, okay, if you can only give me a fake image of you, how can I trust you?
Right.
I shrug my shoulders. I don't know about that one either, but whatever.
Okay.
All right.
So same kind of thing. It's that emotional part of, wow,
Yeah.
I'm going to hire this young go-getter, and I meet them, and oh, wow.
Well, also, you might be thinking, hey, I'll just have a picture of myself as a plumber with my arms crossed at the top of the page. That also not recommended.
Right.
All right. So when this is from a guy named Donald Miller, who talks about building a story brand, and a great website and great podcast that you should check out if you're into this stuff. But his theory is that when we are in trouble, we are not looking for a hero, because we are all the heroes of our own story. So I'm not looking for my Yoda. I'm not looking for my Luke Skywalker, because I'm like Luke Skywalker, right? I'm looking for my Yoda. So I want to be, so you as the business owner, you want to be the Yoda for that person, the guide for them, to help them, that customer, be the best customer or the best person they can be. That's kind of the idea. So definitely lower down on the page, you can have a picture of yourself with your arms crossed, not an AI one, and not from 30 years ago, of course, but you can include that kind of stuff. But in that, we're just talking about that first image. Okay. The next things you want to have on the page. All right. You definitely want to have really very, very clear headline. The headline above that image or near that image should be very clear about how you serve. So what does your business do? How do you help people? And that's really, really important, because that's the other kind of connection you're going to be making. After that emotional connection, you're going to make another one with that headline. So super important. Then, of course, below that, you're going to have a button maybe to learn more. And this is very important, a button to connect. All right. So get started, like, fill out our contact form. You have to have a ton of those around just to make it as easy as possible. It's just a user interface thing. So when a visitor comes to your site, they're looking to answer these questions. Can I trust you? Can you solve my problem? How fast can you do that? So if you can answer those questions very quickly, that increases your chances of converting. So do that, right? Have clear calls to action, have a bunch of proof included on that page, like testimonials, links to some case studies are always great, some trust badges, if you have any certifications, licensing, that kind of stuff. All of that helps build trust in your business as a brand. All right.
Yep.
It's very frustrating when we're talking to a client and we're like, okay, your website was made whatever 15 years ago. It needs a lot of updates because the messaging is not good. It's not clear. The images are all old and dreary looking and nobody's smiling, that kind of stuff. That overhaul of the website is super important if you want this to work. So you have the visibility part that brings the people to your site, but now you have to have the human part, that connection part. So think about SEO, great foundation, visibility, that leads to that visibility. Then when somebody comes to your site, the experience they have on your site, and then that leads to the conversion, them contacting you for your service. So SEO, visibility, experience, conversion. Boom. Have that strong foundation with SEO. That's great. Then you need to build on that with all of the other things that we talked about today.
All right. That sounds good.
That's
good
all I got.
for people. Well, it sounds pretty straightforward because I'm sure you've seen the images of like the whole staff picture, and it would be fun to do a coffee table book of all staff pictures and then highlight the one guy flipping everyone else off, or doing a really angry look, all that kind of stuff. But
gang signs. I like the gang signs ones. Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it'd be hilarious because you invest
have
so
to
much money in those photo shoots and everything, and then you have the photographer doesn't either catch it, but maybe AI can fix all that. So you just say, hey,
yeah, maybe. And you have to count. You also have to understand that owners, you guys, your business. Asking you to know this whole other business is tough, man. They don't, as chiropractors or doctors or lawyers, they don't really teach any of this stuff in the schools. So, you're expected to just kind of learn this. And that's tough.
Certainly expensive way to learn for sure.
100%. That's all I got for today, Jamie. Thanks.
All right. That sounds great. Thank you, Adam. If you enjoyed this podcast, please share it out to any other business owner or Chamber of Commerce network or networking group that you belong to. Chances are there's business owners there that are struggling with their SEO and their website and getting them to work together to attract more business for themselves. And they'll definitely appreciate because these podcasts are very short compared to other ones that are out there that just go on and on and on. And if you enjoyed this podcast, please give us 5 stars wherever you're listening to it. And then if you have any questions about this topic, go to our website, Local SEO in 10, click on the podcast button and put in that search term. And chances are there's 3 or 4 other podcasts that talk about a similar or tangential podcast topic. And so with that, we'll wrap it up there. And thanks very much, Adam. Enjoy your vacation, and we will talk to you next time.
That's all for now. Thanks for listening to this episode of Local SEO in 10 with Google local marketing expert Adam Duran. Join us each week for answers to your questions on how to best harness the power of the internet to grow your business. Speaking of questions, got some? Message us through our Facebook page, Local SEO in 10, and we'll be sure to give you your answer on an upcoming episode. This episode of Local SEO in 10 is brought to you by Magnified Media, the leading online marketing agency in Northern California, who invite you to grow your business by magnifying your online visibility and credibility. Visit them on the web at www.magnifiedmedia.com. Magnify your business, magnify your profits.